Okay, I'm going to show you how to do a needle felted carrot. And this is helpful, especially if you received a carrot kit from me. So in your kit, you're going to find that you have some core wool. And core wool is just wool that is going to be the base. And you want to save your colored wool for the outside of the base. So I have a little wooden stick here, and just wind your core wool very lightly around it, because what you're going to do is you're going to take that stick out, the popsicle stick out, after you're done winding it. So don't wind it too tight, or else it'll be hard to pull that stick out. So here I have it. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out, and then it's kind of still in a tubey shape there. And then take your needle felted needle, and you're just going to start shaping your carrot. And the shaping is probably what takes the most time. Don't worry if your core wool has a little bit of hay still in it, or what's called VM, because it's just on the inside. And usually core wool is wool that you still want to use, but it isn't the best for spinning. This is actually some polypay, and it holds together pretty nice. You want to keep shaping your carrot until it feels firm. And I kind of just roll as I poke. And that makes sure that I get all the sides of my carrot uniform. I try to taper the end of the carrot so it looks like a carrot. You see how I'm just rolling it and poking it. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that so far. Now, the next step is you're going to take your orange roving and you're going to split it if it needs to be split. And you're going to start at the pointy end, and you're going to wrap it around, and your goal is to cover up all the white core wool. You wrap it all the way around. There we go. If you run out of roving, just add a little bit more. You could tack it on and add another bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to show you. I'm going to take a little piece off here. I didn't quite get to the end, so I tacked on that end, and I'm just going to go like that. Now you're going to go through and you're going to tack it all in. I'm going to push my needle into the end here to make the end of the carrot. See, like that. And then I'm just going to gently, I don't want to push down too hard, because right now I'm just tacking. If I push down too hard, then my carrot's going to look funny. I'm just tacking some wool on. Doing the same thing as I did before, is kind of just turning as I go. Kind of helps things stay tight. Now, if you want to make your carrot look very realistic, you could take little pieces of your wool kind of make the little carrot strips there. I like to make it look like it has the little root growth on there. And see how I'm still turning as I go? That helps keep it cylindrical. And the secret to getting the fuzz to stop is just tucking that fuzz in with your needle. Now what you can do too with the tip of the carrot is get it wet and then just kind of felt it with your hands. I'm not getting it wet here. I guess you could do it without getting it wet, but I would imagine just getting a little bit wet to get that little effect from your carrot. If you want to look like you just pulled it out of the garden. Keep working on the top here. You want to keep poking that down in, and that helps a little bit. Make it a little bit more firm. And the very last, you're going to put on the carrot tops. So here's your carrot tops. You're going to find the tips of the carrot tops and you're going to tuck in the fuzzy side and leave the tips nice. So there I separated it. I pulled the locks out so I know what part is the lock and what part is the fuzz, the tips, and the end. The end is what's going to go in the hole there. And just poke it in. Give it a good poke. And I would add some more. In there. And I'm looking at my top and I may want to reinforce it a little bit. Let me try that. Just because, you know, the ends of the carrots look kind of chubby sometimes. So I'm going to add a little bit more roving to my end. Tack that on really lightly by just clipping the edges of it and rolling it. And that way I'm not pushing down on the shape of it. If I just tack at the edges and then roll. There. That looks better. Kind of work at this top a little bit. Put some more top on there. Get in there. See how I'm poking it down? I don't want to go across because it'll pull the green out into the orange, and you don't want to do that. You just want to kind of shove it in like that. I think I'm going to add. I'm tacking, if you can see this, but I want my stalks to stick up a little bit, so I'm just tacking the base just a little bit. Starting to come together. I'm going to tighten the wool a little bit on the sides here. Now, of course, with needle felting, the more poking you do, the tighter it'll get. So for the sake of this demo, I'm not going to overdo it, but the more time you spend on it at this point, the more refined it's going to get. But just remember to keep turning as you poke, because that's going to keep it from getting too flat on one side. There's a long carrot. So you can decide if you want long carrot or short carrots. I've seen both. Tuck the end a little bit more. I think these would be fun to display, or even just, I mean, even if for kids to have in their little kitchen set, that'd be kind of fun to make a few of them. I'm going to put a little bit more on my end. Just think it needs to be a little bit more knobby. What I like about adding a little bit more roving is it kind of changes the color up just enough to give it that variation to make it look like a carrot. Alright, let's see how I'm just poking the sides for now. Very light pokes to get it to stick. There you go.